Hi, Rich Carrubba for bowlingball.com. You want to learn how to adjust to a fingertip grip. That tells me that you're probably learning the game and getting serious about it, and you're moving from beginner to intermediate phase, or intermediate phase up to 180 average, say an advanced type range of player. And you want to learn, you want to change your grip and go to a full fingertip grip because you know you get more power from it, and you've heard that recommended by your pro shop or maybe your teammates. Well, there's a few things to learn. First of all, the two things that you have to pay attention is properly gripping the ball, getting your hand inserted into the ball where it's drilled to fit you perfectly, and not cheat the way the professional measured your hand by getting your hand in the ball properly. And secondly, then, some tips to make good releases. First of all, to grip it properly, in a full fingertip grip, your finger should be inserted before the thumb typically. There are always exceptions to any rule or trend, but we think you should put your bowling fingers down into the first knuckle joint all the way and feel the pads gripping the inside of the ball firmly, and then you can put your thumb down in, and you should put your thumb as far in as it'll go and keep it straight in the bowling ball. If you keep the thumb in the bowling ball only partially, you tend to bend the thumb or knuckle it, and that slows down the release. It's not going to be consistent. So get your hand in the ball properly all the way down in as the holes are designed to fit to your hand. Place a little bit more gripping pressure on the pads of your fingers than on the pad of the thumb. The thumb pad should grip the ball evenly, but you want to grip it a little more with the fingers than the thumb because we want the thumb to exit more quickly. So the weight of the ball falls onto your finger pads just before you rotate it and make that good release you're going to learn to make from using a fingertip grip. So if you have any questions about that, talk to your pro shop professional. Have him double check the way you put your hand in the ball to make sure it fits you properly. And of course, our article articulates this a little bit more. Next, you want to position your hand behind the ball through the entire backswing motion so the palm of your hand faces the pins as it enters the releasing zone. And then, of course, as the thumb exits the ball more quickly, your fingers can rotate the ball maybe a couple hours on a clock dial from, say, 6 o'clock, if you visualize a clock where the 12 o'clock up top and 6 on the bottom, 6 to 4 or 5 to 3, somewhere in that range. You'll get just enough rotational action to get a nice moderate hook on the bowling ball. Power players will get their fingers underneath the ball more, up to a 7 or even 8 o'clock position on a clock dial. And when they rotate to 4 o'clock, they got a wider range of motion, and their rotational action of their hand happens very quickly at the bottom of the swing in the release zone, and then they'll get more of an axis tilt and a faster rev rate. But you got to get that thumb out of the ball first, so gripping that ball properly is important. You want to not over rotate the ball. Try to avoid turning your hand completely over the top of the ball when you release it, because then your whole arm rotates and the ball's going to have a funny roll to it, a non-effective roll. You'll probably miss your target, and a lot of bad things happen when you overturn the bowling ball. So you want to resist turning it with your arm and just do it with your wrist and your fingertips, and that's really the best way to release the fingertip ball. Your thumb has to exit slightly before the fingers hit the ball. It's got to be completely out so the weight of the ball's on your pads. And one of the things you might try doing is use a wrist support device when you're learning this technique. You don't have to keep it on if you don't prefer it, but a wrist support device keeps the props up the back of your bowling hand wrist and keeps it from tilting backward. The more you tilt your wrist backward, the slower the thumb exits the ball. The more the wrist is tilted forward, or your fingers toward your palm of your hand, that would mean that the thumb exits more quickly. The weight falls onto the fingers, and you'll have a snappier and a livelier releasing action, more revs, and more powerful roll on the ball. Be careful not to drop the ball behind the foul line. Get it out over the lane. You want to check with your certified bowling coach or your local pro shop professional to work with you when you first change to a fingertip grip, to make sure that you're not only gripping it properly, but you're releasing it properly so you get maximum benefit from this new and adjusted grip. And we think that it'll bring you a lot of success on the lanes. If you have questions, just place them under our article and place your comments. We'll be happy to address them the best we can. We hope this helps you. Thank you.